Welcome, welcome. All right, so today we're going to go over your schedule and announcements tabs. So, I'm actually going to skip that part, but we're going to look at your schedule tab and then announcement. Actually, let me look ahead really fast. Oh yeah, so volunteer to let me show you an account. Oh, okay, I see lots of volunteers. Let's see, I'm going to go back up to the first one. I think it was Caitlin. Caitlin was the first volunteer. So I'm going to pop into your account, but basically the schedule and the announcements tab, these are two good places to see just up-to-date information about your school. The schedule tab, hopefully you guys have been getting into it because you guys are here today. So you went into your schedule tab to get into today's session. And then the announcements tab, I'm actually going to show you what recent announcements are up there. I don't think it's been updated in the last few weeks, but we will see. So let's see. Doop, 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 doop. So Caitlin. All right. Let's get your account up. Okay, so let's see. Do, 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 do. So there we go. So go ahead and give me a green check. Green check once you see this page. So I'm going to pause the chat just for a second. I just want to make sure everyone's on the same page. So go ahead and give me a green check once you can see this page. Yeah, I know there's a lot of lag right now. It's still loading. All right, I'll give another second. Oh, no worries if you're late. I'm glad you guys all got here today. You guys have made it through 3 whole days of school. That's pretty fantastic. And you're here today. We're having a great turnout. Big round of applause to everyone who has been here for all 3 days. I think you guys should get a medal or something like that. All right, so the first section we're going to go to is My Schedule tab, My Schedule. Dun, 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 dun. So this is where you can see what you are needing to do for that day. My first suggestion to you guys is please always switch over to the week view. And look, there you go. So you can see that today we have Journey Through the OLS, Adventures in Iswell's at 3:30. You can all see that today at noon, you guys have an optional class. So one of the counselors runs this class. It's kind of like a peer group, and there's different topics each week, and you can go to this to discuss whatever topic is there that week. Also, a fun feature on this schedule tab is that you can also go forward in time. So look, you can see what's happening next week. So for Caitlin, she doesn't have any live class connects on Wednesday, but she does have an assignment due that day. So even if you don't have a live class connect, you may still have an assignment due that day. So lots of different ways to view your schedule, and this is a really great place to start off each day. But please do remember to be going into your classes tab because let's say you're doing your OTH 40 assignment, the 4.03, you might need to do 4.02 and 4.01 before you complete 4.013. Actually, I'm going to click on that now and see. So you can see that this is an assignment. So I'm going to go back. So you can always click on the assignment and it shows you what you're doing right then. But you can always go back to the whole topic. So topic number 4. So I'm going to click there. And it's going to load. So you can see I was on 4.03, but I still needed to do these 3 different things before I completed that assignment. So please do remember to be clicking back into the whole section of your class. Well done. Yeah, and Caitlin's working ahead in her class, which is fantastic. So yeah, this is a good example. You can definitely work ahead in your classes. Okay, next. We're going to go to the announcements tab. So when a new announcement comes up, there's not going to be a little icon, but you can just click into this. So let's see. Yeah. So in January, we had National School Choice Week. We had something on Martin Luther King Day, Temperance and Good Citizenship Day, finding your passion, explore what interests you. So this is just there's information about college and career prep clubs. So this just has a lot of good information for you here in the announcements tab. Different just like quotes and all school info here. If we ever have any in-person events, it's going to be popping up in the announcements tab as well. So yeah, go ahead and I would suggest checking that maybe once a week or so. Okay, so that is all I have for the schedule and announcements tab. I hope that was helpful for you guys. I'm going to see if there's have if you guys have any questions. Well, happy late birthday, Jacob. Jacob's birthday was on Martin Luther King's Day. So yeah. Okay, next. Checking your progress in your classes. We're now going to go into like really nitty gritty technical stuff. You guys have already kind of walked through the system with us. You've gotten familiar with your Class Connect. You know how to go in there and look at that table of contents type looking page so you can go through and start completing your assignments. Now the next step is going into your progress section right here. And also your grades. We're going to look at both of these. Clicking on the grades and the progress, that shows you how you are doing in that class. So the progress tab, this shows how much you have completed this year. Your teachers, myself and Colby included, and your learning coach can see this also. So do you see this little thing right down here? Right down here. I'm going to highlight it in this yellowy green color. Right down here, time spent in your class. So I know this is a little freaky, Big Brother's watching you, but we can definitely see when the last time, how long you visited the class, what topics you viewed. We can see how long you've spent in each class. So if this is basically to say, so if you're like, but I was in that class, your teachers can follow up and be like, yeah, but you only spent 1 minute in the class. You need to be spending more time in that class. So that's basically just a reminder to please make sure you are spending a good amount of time and putting good effort into each one of your classes. We can definitely see how you are doing in that class. And you can check on this too if you're looking through and you're like, oh man, I don't feel like I'm getting this. You can double check and be like, okay, maybe I only spent 5 minutes in it this week. Maybe I need to spend a bit more time in that class. Your grades tab. This is where you can see your grades. Right here, it's just showing a blank grade. But if your teacher actually graded it, a grade is going to pop up here. So like 85 or a B. And how many points it is. So if you're ever wondering like, why is my grade in this class not what I want? Or, oh, I have a really high grade or I have a really low grade. You can click onto your grades tab and start looking through. And what's nice about this also is your teachers can give you feedback on your grades. So if ever you do a discussion and you didn't get a great grade on it, you can go back and be like, oh, okay, so the teacher wants me to write in complete sentences, or she wanted me to write 3 paragraphs instead of just 1 paragraph. Please make sure you're checking your grades tab and also the teacher's comments. It's really, really helpful for you guys. All right. Let's see. Just going through. It looks like Colby. Thank you so much, Colby, for getting the questions. I think he's answering your guys' questions, which is fantastic. Oh, Ashley's asking a good question. Are teachers quick to grade things? That is a really good question. I believe It really depends on the teacher, Ashley. I would give teachers at least a week to grade an item. So it won't be instantaneous. For a lot of the things, so like if you're taking a quiz, any of the computer graded assignments, you remember yesterday we talked about Dropbox and all of those, but computer graded assignments, those are going to be automatically graded because it's just like you got 5 out of 10 on something or 8 out of 10 on something. But the assignments that you actually turn into your teacher, I would give them a full week to grade that item, just because most of the teachers have. Yeah, in England, English generally takes longer. That's a good thing to remember because they have to read through, they're reading through each one of your things and want to give you like thoughtful feedback. So I would give it time. If you're ever curious about a grade and it's been more than a week, I would email that teacher. Or if it's close to a due date and you're like, I just want to make sure this is in, that the teacher has it, you can email your teacher for a confirmation that it got turned in, and if it's been more than a week, you can talk to your teacher and be like, "Hey, can I get an ETA?" Always remember to be respectful of your teachers. But yeah, you're more than welcome to be like, "Hey, can I get an ETA? I know I haven't seen anything in a while." Not Please do not just email your teacher with demands, being like, excuse me, where is my grade? I need it right now. They are working with a lot of other students. So yeah, yeah, you're more than welcome to respectfully ask. Yeah. Okay. You can always ask your teachers. So you can ask your teachers for help via email, via text, phone call, Facebook message. We do have a Facebook page, and in live Class Connect sessions. There are lots of ways for you to get in contact with your teachers here. So if you ever have a question, don't hesitate to ask. We welcome questions here. You can ask like, "Hey, I'm confused." You can be like, "I don't understand." You can ask specific questions like, "What does this mean on section 1.03? I don't get it." Feel free to ask your questions. Yeah, Cameron, you can go ahead and ask your question in the chat box. Class Connects. I'm just going to go over this again. You guys are in a Class Connect right now. Remember, for each class that you have, how many hours of live Class Connect time is required a week? Let's see. Yay, yep, you guys are correct. I know you guys can't see the chat. Sorry about that. But yes, it is 1 hour. So you guys have a homeroom class and a content class. Those will have an hour-long required live Class Connect session each week. This is part of our attendance, so please make sure you are going to them. They are going to, you'll have them each and every week. And yeah, that's kind of the overview on Class Connect. You will see optional ones like this. There's one today actually at noon. I went over that a little earlier, but there is optional one. So you can look. I know it's really, really small, but look for the difference between the required and optional sessions. Okay, so I just wanted to really quickly, really quickly hit on the STAR 360 assessments. So I don't think any of you guys will have it for this trimester, but for next trimester, for our math and English classes, I believe, you guys are required to do a STAR 360 assessment. Your homeroom teacher or your individual teacher of the class is going to be emailing you about this. Please make sure you do this within 24 hours of getting the email. So I know it's going to be in 5 weeks in the future when you might get the email, but please make sure STAR 360, just tuck that away in the back of your head. This is really, really important for you to get finished if you are emailed about this. Okay, so who to contact at Insight? Your homeroom teacher. They're your source of navigation and support while here at Insight. Your counselor, if ever you have questions about your schedule or your graduation plan. So if you want to know how many credits you need before you graduate, what classes you need before you graduate, talk to your counselor. Or if you ever want to switch a class, if you're like, and you guys can switch classes, I believe, within the first week of a trimester. If you ever like, this class is not working for me, talk to your counselor. And you can find their contact information under your classes tab. Under your classes tab, there's a class that says counselor in it, that has that in the title. That's where you can find your counselor's contact information. Your content teachers. So if you have a question in your math class, talk to your math teacher. They're there to help you out, and they also hold help sessions these are optional sessions, but this is really helpful for a lot of students to get extra help with their teacher. And finally, if you're ever having technical support, you can call our 24/7 technical support hotline at 866-512-2273. Okay, so daily schedule. So your schedule today to check, or your to-do list today is to check your schedule tab, click into each one of your classes, complete any assignments that are due today, attend your required live Class Connect sessions, including the 3:30 session today, the Adventures in ISWA. All right, so quiz time. Go ahead and give me a green check if you've completed your ORN 10 class. Green check if you've completed your ORN 10 class. If you have not, please do that today. I know a handful of you don't have it in your, I've heard from about 5 or 6 of you don't have it in your classes tab. If that's the case, we're working on that. But if you see it in your classes tab, please do it today. So green check if you've done your ORN 10. Oh, I want to get up over 100. So green check. Green check if you've completed your ORN 10 class. How about you, Alejandra? And you, Ashley Perry? Caitlin Hoffman? Green check or red X? How about you, Chase? Dacia, how about you? Devin? What do you think? Have you completed your ORN 10 class? How about you, Hannah? Jared, what about you? Excellent. Kimberly, what do you think? Have you completed your ORN 10 class yet? ORN 10. How about you, Quentin or Rachel? Excellent, excellent. Well done. Yeah, about half of you. Yay. We have about 215 students who started with us on Wednesday, and if we're up to 115, 16, it looks like, who've completed it, that's over half of you guys. That's amazing. Thank you guys all so much. Thank you. Next thing is signing. I can't see, so I can't tell. Signing your student. There we go. I can spell handbook. So go ahead, give me a green check, yes, if you've digitally signed your student handbook. Red X, no, if you haven't. All righty. If you guys have not, that is also something that you can do by the end of the day today. Here is the link for the student handbook that should have just opened in a new web browser. I'm also putting it in the chat. So go ahead and click on it if you haven't signed it yet. And you can also find it at WAInsightschools.net, and you scroll down to the very bottom of this page where it says 2017-2018 Student Handbook. So you go to our website, wainsightschools.net, scroll down to the bottom and see the 2017-2018 Student Handbook. All right, so green check yes if you've signed your student handbook. Red X no. It's fine if you've done red X. I just need to hear from you guys. So how about you, Jesse, Jessica, and John? What about you, Trevor? Tarek, green check, red X. Susan, waiting on you. Quentin Pemberley. What do you think? Naomi, red X, green check. Excellent, excellent. All right. So yeah, so a good handful of you guys have. If you haven't signed it yet, please make sure you sign it by the end of the day today. The instructions on how to submit your digital signature are on the last page. It's like page 96 or something like that. And you'll need to sign in using your student email address and your student password. So the same password you use to get onto your online high school and your student email address. Awesome. All right, Jane. There we go. That's my Japanese for the day. So I just wanted to like turn on my camera for a second to remind you that, yay, we're here. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for coming today. I'm really excited that you guys made it through your first week and a half or first half week of school, rather. So your first 3 days of school, congratulations. We have the session at 3:30 today. Please make sure you are attending that session. And you're free to stick around if you have questions. If you do not have questions, you are free to go. Thank you guys all so much for being here today.